What if you could get a vacation rental property and before you ever had to make a payment, you were making money? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. I'm going to be teaching you how to get a vacation rental that pays for itself. Let's go. Hi everybody, I'm Noelle Randall, real estate entrepreneur, mentor, and mom of 5. And in this video, I'm going to be teaching you exactly how to make sure that you can get properties that are vacation rentals that are paying for themselves. I'm going to give you exactly what you should be searching for before you ever even get any of these properties so that you know that they're going to be paying for themselves. I'm going to tell you the steps that you set up with the landlord before you ever list the property so that it's ready to go. And I'm going to tell you some secret ways to have the properties ready really quickly. So if you want a rental property that is making money and paying for itself, it's going to start before you ever actually get that property. It's going to start with your research. You want to go ahead and do a little bit of research, not too long, and start to search for properties that are in areas that are in high demand, okay? And there's a very easy way to do this. You want to go ahead and look in the Airbnb platform and start typing in the address or the zip codes of where you are looking, and you will start to see how many people are booking, what the average host in that area is making, and if Airbnb feels like this is a great way to go. They have these little tidbits where they're like, oh, more people are booking, or 77 people are looking in this area. They literally give you stats of what's going on in that area. So before you ever even get a property, you can be going onto Airbnb's website, typing in these searches, and start looking to decide where you are going to get these properties that are in high demand, okay? Number 2, you really need to know your numbers, meaning, how much money do I need to make in order for this property to be paying for itself? So this is a pretty easy calculation. Most times in Airbnb, they're going to give you what the average nightly rate is for properties in that area. So say, for example, in your area, they're saying it's $75. A lot of times the numbers shown by Airbnb tend to be a little bit low. Okay? And that is just from my opinion because I know exactly how to increase prices, run sales, give discounts, all of the cool stuff that I teach you on this channel to really increase your profits. Most people, of course, on Airbnb, they don't know all the stuff that I'm teaching you here. So a lot of times the numbers that you see in Airbnb are a little bit lower than what you would charge. So what you want to do is start looking at what hotels in the area are charging and what people in Airbnb are charging. And you want to sometimes go a little bit lower than the hotel, but a little bit higher than what other people are charging. And then you can think about, what if I ran a sale? Because that's going to cut into your profit. So you really want to talk about, okay, so say, for example, I'm saying this property is going to rent for $120 a night, but I might run a sale a lot of the times where I'm giving it away for $100 a night. So if I keep it booked 20, 25 nights, that's $2,000, $2,500 a month. And the rent on this place is $1,200. So, you know, if I'm making $2,000 and the rent is $1,200, then my profit is $800. Just things like that. Basically, you want to know, what is it going to take? How many nights are you going to need to be booked in order to cover the rent? You must know that before you ever buy a property. So there's 2 things that you need to know. What your nightly rate is on average, and again, it fluctuates from season to season, but again, all of that information is inside Airbnb's platform. The second thing you want to know is about how many nights per month you think you will be booked. On average, ours are about 25 nights out of 30, but I do very well. A lot of times we have 30 out of 30 booked, but again, sometimes you have a couple of days in there. So on the average, I would say you want to go between 22 and 25 nights when you're doing your calculation. And then you want to adjust if you live in an area where a lot of people do not travel, or it's closed down, or it snows, you know, and everybody is shut in, then that may be a situation where you might want to go with 20 or 18 nights when you're figuring your calculations. Number 3, you want to start marketing your property before it's actually all the way ready to go. And this is how many times I'm able to start making money before the rent is even due on properties, or before the mortgage is even due. If you go ahead and you are very strategic with how you're going to get your properties, you've already outlined what furniture you're going to be putting in it, where you're going to be getting the furniture, you know exactly where to get the towels and the plates and things like that. Again, I have videos for you here teaching you all of that. Then you easily can decide, all right, I'm ready to go and start marketing this property. And as soon as I get that lease signed, if I'm leasing it, or as soon as I close on it, the very next day, I'm going to have that property listed on pretty much every website like Airbnb, HomeAway, vacation rental by owners, so on and so on. You want to make sure that you start marketing your property immediately. You don't want that lag time. You do not want to take a long time. You have the property and you're waiting days and days before you start taking pictures and before you start furnishing it. Have your plan in place where you are ready to go as soon as you sign that lease or you sign that mortgage. You get that property up and going within 1 week and you start getting bookings. And last but not least, you want to stick to your plan. When you decide that you are going to have an Airbnb or a vacation rental property and you need this property to pay for itself, then you need to stick to your plan. Being consistent with how you market your property and the strategy that you have to get your properties ready is going to be key. As I've explained to you guys before, vacation rental properties is really about numbers. Having 1 or 2 vacation rental properties is really probably not the way to go. You want to get to the point where you have several and that they're making money and that they're paying for themselves. So I have a property, for example, that I got where I did a lease, and this was just a regular 1-bedroom apartment in an apartment complex. And before we ever got the lease, as soon as we got the lease signed, I had that property on Airbnb. I knew exactly where I was going to be getting the furniture. I had outlined and mapped what furniture I was going to put in each room. Like I knew a bed, a dresser, a mirror. Like I wrote down just 3 or 4 things that I needed for the rooms. I wrote down what my budget was and I stuck to my plan. And that way, when I listed the property, like I said, I immediately started getting bookings. So before the rent was even due, I had already made enough money to cover the rent plus some. Having vacation rental properties and getting them where they pay for themselves is a game changer. I've used this in my business and I want you to use it in yours. So at this time, hopefully you've gotten what you need. You know the steps to do it. You know exactly where to look, exactly how to do it, and you're going to stick to your plan. So if you don't mind, please, please, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment below. Any questions that you have or comments, I read all of them. I'm here for you. I'm putting out content every single day so that you basically get a free course right here on Airbnb.